Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WFSO Aftermath. We're live on YouTube as usual. We also got WFSO and WFSO 2 on Twitch, and for the first time ever, we're actually live on TikTok. So, sorry, guys. This was a little bit of a plan for a while to try to do TikTok. Just never got the chance to do it, and finally got the opportunity. So yay me. So if you can't like watch YouTube live, or you can't watch Twitch live, you can watch excuse me, you can actually can watch TikTok with live videos of WFSO Aftermath. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of the some of the, I wouldn't say releases, but it's like some of the people that just like WWE just decided not to renew their contract. That's one thing we talk about. Talk about a little bit of Bucks news, and there's a little bit, comic book news that we can talk about. Also, there is a Milwaukee development part that we can talk about too. So, if y'all want to comment below, what were y'all thoughts of the contracts that WWE is not going to renew? So, what were y'all? Oh yeah, they were saying that on the they were saying that during the main event too, so that was something. And plus, they was also saying that in before the show even start. So and I did do a video that's is on YouTube, so you got a chance to watch it. So check that video out, and yeah, and that video was actually uncensored, so you may want to check it out. And plus, the very first time, something like that, while one of my reports that we went like uncensored, so go ahead and check it out, because yeah, I kind of went off. Um, we're not going to talk about much about tonight's Raw, but we're talking about let's see, because yeah, there was a few things to talk about on Raw. So one I'm kidding. So there'll probably be a few things that we're gonna talk about. Like with the Valhalla, aka Sarah Logan. WWE is not gonna renew her contract. Kind of same thing you saw yesterday with Carlito, and also with R-Truth. And everybody was upset about not everybody like renewing R-Truth's contract, and it's just silly and stupid at the same time. Like, a lot of people said that R-Truth actually bring the funny to WWE, which is very true, because a lot of things he did, you just like, whoa, that was very funny and that was very good. Um, then there's like a couple of people like the Miz, he suddenly ended up, unfollowing WWE, and I think they said there's a few more too. So what everybody tried to do is they tried to do like a quiet protest, which I don't think that even work. Now's the time for AEW. So okay, but yeah, I'm upset that she like had her kid and stuff like that. Then suddenly oh, contract's not getting renewed. That's kind of bananas. It really is. So I guess we can talk about a few wrestling news. So, and this is from Wrestling Incorporated. Well, I can say WrestlingInc.com. For any WWE and AEW news, you can check them out. So the situation they have, Abro Del Rio, and I forgot that one wrestler's name that that's part of AAA. Let me just say it on here. Of course, WWE's acquisition, they own now Lucha Libre, AAA, if you want to call it. Um, So Alberto Del Rio, also known as Alberto El Patron, he was involved with the law when he was charged with kidnapping and oh yeah, this oh they did talk about something that's a long time ago. So, but those charges were dropped. He did drop the I think he dropped the title to El Hydro del Vikingo. So sorry if I botched his name wrong. But I guess they decided they didn't want to keep Del Rio. They wanted to drop him. So that kind of like answer the question. Like you have him as your champion, and because now Del Vecchio is now going to defend the AAA Mega Championship against Chad Gable on Worlds Collide this Saturday. So yeah, it's just crazy, like a lot of nonsense and all that stuff going on. But yeah, I guess WWE didn't want to take the opportunity, like to bring him in. So Del Rio is not booked for a match on the show, and there has been no word on it. He will make an appearance. Well, maybe he will, but it's like I guess they was sick and tired his backstage politics, and they were just like, no, we're not gonna do that. So y'all can comment on live. What are y'all thoughts about them not giving Del Rio a chance, and I guess because there's a lot of people that they gave a chance to, and actually after they let him go, they was talking all smack and just crazy things. Then suddenly back in good graces, they get their second attempt. But then again, Del Rio did have a second attempt, but it didn't end up being good. Listen, there were a few things I wanted to read too. I think it was Walking Phoenix that got injured, so I wasn't sure. Now I don't know how they're gonna do the Worlds Collide match, because they did announce it was gonna be like a 6-man tag with LWO versus I forgot the three that they was having from okay, Octagon Jr., Ariel Star, and Mr. Iguana. So let's see what he did. Member of LWO is potentially injured ahead of the group's match at Worlds Collide on Saturday. Joaquin Wild had a rough spot against Lexus King during the WWE Speed taping ahead of WWE Raw on Monday. Snap said on X, formerly Twitter, it took Wild a while to get out of the ring. Okay. But what was like his injury? That's what we want to know. Okay, a video posted by another user showed Wild down in the ring with 3 Miracle officials around him as King slid out the ring and gave him space. Wild had a match alongside LWO's stablemates Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro. So yeah, that was the match I was just explaining. So 38-year-old Wild was previously involved with Drago El Fantasma after he joined the main roster in 2022. He joined WWE in 2019. He was last on the main roster program on the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal in WrestleMania 41 during WWE SmackDown. So, yeah. Okay, we get that, but yeah, it doesn't say like what was injured. Like, did he have like a concussion or like what did he have? So right now, they're not saying anything, and we don't know what's going on. We really don't. So, let's see a little bit more piece of news before we move on. Yeah, we knew that Oklahoma City. Well, they might as well say that's Tulsa. Yeah, of course the audience there was like chanting like "We want truth." So, anyway, can't blame them. And there's really ain't that. Okay, WWE and Slim Jim expansion of partnership with a brand new twist. So, this could be something. So maybe they talk about maybe doing a special or something. I don't know. But Nick Khan and TKO's kind of like getting everybody mad at the moment with some of the moves they're doing. All right. All right, especially having a lot of releases in the same year. Like normally after WrestleMania they do their like normal cleanup, but they clean up a lot this year. Hey Tina, what's going on? Um, but yeah, it's just kind of sad that TKO as some people say is worse than Vince McMahon, and you got some of these people like we want Vince McMahon back. Um, although it was kind of like a scum move for Vince McMahon for like what he put WWE through with taking money and firing talent and stuff like that because of what he was taking from WWE. But yeah, of course WWE ring canvas has become standard over the last few years, with Prime Energy becoming the center sponsor for WWE SmackDown back in spring of course last year. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I hate when this happens, so move my camera a bit and like I said, I understand you don't like me, but dang. Okay, no sponsor has been able to get his face on WWE tables at this point, giving Slim Jim bragging rights for the all-time in that, as well as great promotion wherever someone finds themselves going through a table. Like, I understand you trying to get these, advertisements and stuff, like to make a deal and like to get money and plus for yourself, but it's like, if you having all these sponsors and, alright, like you having all these sponsors and you selling out arenas, what's the money problem? Unless it's like the same old corporate thing, like greed and stuff like that. Well, that's the only thing I can think of that more corporate greed, and at the same time, it's just sad. That, like you're getting all these deals with these other brands and things like that, and yeah, it's just kind of sad that they're just not because they have all this money, and especially from sponsors, they're not they're thinking they need to cut costs, so they gotta release people. So it's just kind of stupid. So like I said, comment below what y'all think about with WWE as of late, and like what's going on with them and your thoughts about it. So we're gonna get out a little bit of wrestling, and we're gonna talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. So the same old rumors around that always around every day, where every time Giannis, the Bucks losing the first round and stuff like that. It's time for them to move on, like whatever. But for those who's watching this like pre-recorded, as you see, you got Kyle Kuzma actually working out. So that's something good, and that's something promising. So I saw this at first, and I was like, okay, he's working out. Fair enough. That's what we want him to do, so he can be a better player himself. And although 29, we're about to be 30 when the next season starts. You have Kuzma, like maybe he'll get better than ever and probably get stronger, because I don't think he fully hit his prime, because I know like around late 20s early 30s you hit your prime. But maybe this all season and probably just starting the NBA season, maybe Kyle Kuzma will hit his prime, and all these working outs and stuff, like he's doing look like he's doing boxing, kind of like the same thing Damian Lillard did do over the summer. And I don't know, like, plus he had the some extreme workout that that Damian Lillard did, but it didn't. It seemed like it didn't like help much because he was still missing his shots and trying to be Dame, and you probably got to try to do something different. But this is what I was shocked about when I read this, and I saw Kyle Kuzma training or whatever. But you got Kyle Kuzma if Giannis if he leaves Milwaukee Bucks next year, and he said, and I quote, "Me too, if you leave next year." So if that's the case, maybe they'd be like, forget it, and might as well trade him too if Giannis doesn't want to stay. But there are a lot of hints so far that he didn't mention anything about getting traded or want to get traded. And are you my subscriber? Um, could be. If not, just post your link. I'll subscribe to anybody that just subscribes to WFSO. So it's only a fair opportunity. So either I'll try to find you on there, or I will try to describe you. Like I will do this and put like watching it live on my laptop at the same time, but it's gonna have a lot of echoes. So I don't think that will work. So if y'all have thoughts about Kyle Kuzma will leave if Giannis leave, so y'all comment on that and y'all let me know, and we'll talk about it live on here. Because who is he talking to think that if Giannis leaves, get traded, and he's gonna leave too? Like, who's gonna take you after the performance that you had, the half a season with the Bucks? Like, who's really gonna take you? Right, you may be still young and all that, but I don't think anybody is gonna like take you unless you did some big improvement. So, oh, okay, just making sure. So I probably did, and I'm glad I'll be able to subscribe to your channel. And let's see, that's Supernatural Doll. So if y'all like on YouTube or something, go check out Supernatural Doll channel. So y'all get a chance, check that out. Like I said, we will promote any channels that subscribe to us, and we do the same thing. Like we subscribe to you. So do that with everybody, whoever subscribes. So just want like the community of either Twitch, YouTube, or now doing TikTok, that we trying to spread the community, like have people like get ahead and stuff, and like they can like do what they want on their channels, like talk to people and talk about the topics that they like to talk about. So we're just trying to get that out there. And Supernatural Doll, thanks for the subscribe. And like I said one more time, Supernatural Doll, y'all check her channel out if you're on YouTube and you're watching. So you never know what content somebody want to have. You might either end up liking their content. You never know. Well, anyways, my thoughts about Kyle Kuzma saying he's going to leave. My thing is, you really got to prove yourself. So you're gonna be stuck with playing with the Bucks. So if you do like a 360, like in half a season, and do very good, maybe somebody will take you on. But I'm sorry, Kyle Kuzma, but you want to leave when Giannis leave, you're stuck there, buddy. For the next 3 seasons, you are stuck there unless somebody really wants you to for a trade, which I really don't see that happening. And of course, y'all probably see on the recorded episode, I put out like a lot of videos of yesterday talking about Damian Lillard situation. So the Bucks did show like a video of Damian Lillard working out and work on his Achilles. That's where he had torn. And they said normally it'll take like nearly a year for somebody to recover from that. But like I said, with the technology and stuff like you got with like sports equipment and stuff now, anything is possible. Like let's just say Jordan was, was on the verge of retire, and he came back because, a lot of the technology and all the science and stuff behind it that, that can help a person, take care of their bodies. So we already know, like, living proof, like LeBron James is spending a lot of money to take care of his body, and for a guy that's, I think he's gonna be 41 in December. For a guy like that can take care of their body and have a lot of money to do it, then more power to him. Because we have a lot of guys that play, in their early 40s and stuff like that. Like Robert Parrish is one. I think John Sadley was another, I believe. Vince Carter, who, ended up retiring like a few years ago, and the only player that played in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s. So that right there is history. But also, with the trade ideas, for Volume 9, they were not for me, and just to look at them, and it was another video that's out, guards that's available for the Bucks. Some of them I really wasn't thinking about it, so y'all check out that video and you can see like my opinions on that. How long have we make stream? It's mainly like as long as you want. So you can go like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and stuff like that. So it's all up to how long you want to do it. So normally I try to do an hour, but sometimes, there's probably a lot more to talk about. I'll just get carried away and it end up being, more than an hour. So yeah. So you know what? That would be Bucks news. Besides, the only thing they was talking about, Raptors and Giannis are interested in, have a mutual interest. But I seriously doubted that he will go to Toronto and start on a like rebuild while you can stay with the Bucks and you can win now. Some teams will have that too, and plus, you're trying to trade, if you're trying to trade like Giannis and stuff for like a whole bunch of draft picks, you may not even get that lucky. You end up getting, the number one pick if you're starting over. And plus, of course, this year they only had, the second round draft pick, number 47. And they do have opportunity if they want to do cash considerations for a draft pick, they can do that. And at least have like, 2 second round draft picks. So, why not? Okay, I apologize for people that's watching on TikTok. NB Flow 88, hey, what's going on? Lily, hey. So, I apologize for not like getting to y'all and saying hi. So I didn't know, what that part meant. So, because it's been a while for me since sorry, let me straighten that up. Going live on TikTok. Like the last time I went like live or something like that, I was showing Bucks games, which with TikTok you can get away with. But yeah, just a lot of stuff to talk about. And in the Bobby Portis situation, there's rumors on ESPN that said, Bobby Portis will take his player option and will, exercise it. Means that he's gonna accept it and stay with the Bucks. So I guess everybody's just waiting on the news to see, what Giannis is gonna do, and probably will go from there. Let's just say, Giannis leaves and Bobby stays. Bobby will end up being, the starting power for it, and probably will get more like minutes and stuff like he normally would. Well, like he haven't, but he probably will get more minutes and, be up for like a pay raise and stuff like that. Maybe, they decide, keep him after, next season if he does great, and give him like a higher contract. So something that, he deserves. So it's just right now, it's just a wait and see. So let's end talking about the Buck stuff, and we're gonna talk about comic book movies and TV news. So okay, so Daredevil Born Again, right now they're filming season 2, and from according to other sources that Daredevil did fine on Disney Plus, but it didn't do good enough. It's not as better as what they said, the season one of Daredevil or season two. I think they said season two had like a lot of more viewers than Born Again season one has. So I think because they did kept some of the old stuff that they did before they reset and kind of start over and make everything in Daredevil and all the other stuff from the Netflix canon. So that kind of makes sense. Sorry, there we go. That's what I was looking for. But anyways, let's see. Of course, it's filmed in New York, and let's see. The official set photo seems to confirm the return of a white tiger, which would be Carmen de los Reyes. I believe that's probably be his daughter. So yeah, the Angela Del Toro, who's played by that Camila Rodriguez is playing. So they had some photos out there just showing like she was in that outfit. So we already got wait a minute, including the white and black stripes on a bandana covering her face. Okay. It's unclear if she will take up the crime find herself. Oh yeah, there's gotta be a lot of people that's going after Kingpin, especially he's talking about he's gonna go after the vigilantes and stuff like that, and mainly responsible for her father's death. Some people know it. Then he got some people on his side too. So if y'all didn't see Daredevil Born Again season one, you had to watch it to understand all that leads up and stuff like that. I don't think they actually gonna end up doing a what's that maybe like Daredevil end up going to in the MCU and stuff like that with movies and stuff like that, because I guess those contracts are not they didn't work out just yet. And plus, sad thing is Sony does have the rights to Kingpin, like movie wise. So yeah, so Marvel Studios only got the rights for him for TV purposes. So yeah, that really sucks. And Lily, thanks to share the live. I appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you for the guys that 1,000 likes. So I appreciate it. Thank you. So not bad for first day doing WFSO aftermath, because normally we would do this like every Sunday, but me wasn't like feeling well. I was like too tired to do it, so started just do a couple of videos for you guys yesterday and just took a break. So yeah, let's see. Sorry, image. Okay. Okay, so that's good. The White Tiger. We kind of knew that, and of course, there's rumors about the Defenders maybe coming back too, like with Sorry, we already know Jessica Jones is going to return on season two. The character that played by Christian Ritter. Like I said, like the Jessica Jones series on Netflix. Saying Luke Cage was another too, the character they bringing back, and what's that? Iron Fist, played by Finn Jones. Another character they said they all gonna be coming back. Okay, so y'all probably will see it on the pre-recorded episode on YouTube. I guess this is like behind the scenes of guess what she was wearing, but I think she probably will end up having like an accurate costume probably during this coming season. So that's a possibility. On the other hand, it's quite possible Angela is dressed away for more symbolic purposes. The photo was reportedly taken outside the city hall, and we know that in this show, NYC, the mayor Wilson Fitz, aka Kingpin, has taken a harsh on anti-vigilante stance, and maybe that she is joining some kind of protest or demonstration where her uncle's colors to honor him. Now that his actions are public knowledge. That's interesting. Yeah, I do agree. It's a smart move, like bringing her back, especially she's gonna be the future White Tiger. So why not bring her back? That's a good thing.